to the Nitty Gritty Show. I'm Camille Shabazz.
With
my brother here,
Malik Freeman,
Malik
Shabazz in the house.
Shabazz.
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up, brother? Yes, sir. Yes, sir,
here,
man. This mighty Friday, September 4th, 2020.
Yes, sir.
You know, as we're getting ready for the mighty football season.
No, they
your favorite football team is about to, you know. Oh, man. You got the hat on with the big, you got the big face.
Bruh, I've been looking for this hat, man. Again, matter of fact, I'm going to hit my cousin up to get you one. Because this is the hat.
I need that, man.
I don't even know if they sell these anymore, man. Like I said, I went on a couple of websites and I could not find it because I was trying to order you one for your birthday. But like I said, I'll holler at my cousin. You know, he got the plug on everything. Matter of fact, we got to get him on the show at some point.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Does he have a book yet?
Oh yeah, of course, 100%.
Has he read it yet?
Well, that's all.
That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
That's a question.
You know, that reminds me of the old story about the donkey with the book on his back. You know?
do tell.
You know, what good is a book on a donkey's back if he ain't reading it?
No, that's a good point.
Gotta read the book, man. I tell my son the same thing.
You know, he wants the audible version, brother. For real. For real. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't in the video, you know what I'm saying? It's you know, he's been relying on me to spoon feed it to him over the years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wants that. He wants to get freely laced.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know what it is. You know, but it's all good, brother. You know, he's an advocate nonetheless, and a thorough dude. So it ain't many of them. Ain't many of them. You know what I'm saying?
True that, man.
Out here.
I always looked at him as a nephew.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I'm gonna tell you. He hear this shit, he gonna get a little misty. But you know, he's like my first son, like my cousin, and like my brother, you know, and my friend all rolled into one. I mean, that's my dude. So I fucks with him.
That's what's up, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Without, you know, if I say some shit like that, he started getting all, and I'm like, nah, man, come on now. Not too much feelings, all right?
I love you, man.
Yeah, nah, come on, knock it off. Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Come on now, I ain't that comfortable. But what's going on, brother? What's good? What's happening in your life?
Brother, everything is going well, man, you know. Just getting stronger and stronger in the deen, you know. Trying to live up to the word. And, you know, come into that ultimate, that power that every man wants to bask in.
Yes, sir.
You know, that part.
Brother,
but I wanted to talk about the chapter in the Deen on money.
Okay.
Money. Because, you know, you got the Freeman group and, you know, the two chapters, both of our chapters deals with money from two different perspectives.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, they merge perfectly.
Yes, sir.
They merge perfectly. You know, because it's two parts of making money. Gotta have the right mindset.
No doubt.
Which M-O-N is a British word that means mind. Man, it means man, and man means mind. You know, if you have a poverty mindset, you're automatically gonna be in a poverty way of living.
Yeah.
You know, that mindset goes hand in hand with the way of life that you live, where you live. Would you agree?
100%, brother. You know, it's this whole, you know, growth versus fixed mindset, right? You know, as a people, the bulk of us are in a fixed mindset. You know what I'm saying? We see only what's directly in front of us, and we live from that day to the next. So when you're in a growth mindset, you know, you're open to opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, you understand that as part of your growth, there's more out there for you. But when you're in that fixed mindset, all you trying to do is maintain. And just that subtle shift in mindset is the difference in everything.
Right. But you made a good point when you're like in a survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in that mode, that takes me back to Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Absolutely.
That bottom.
Mm-hmm.
When you're stuck at that bottom,
yep.
you know, and you can see it in modern man everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, their physicality, their mindset and everything is just, they're wore out from the rat race of just trying to live.
Yes, sir.
So there's no additional time to go and do work on yourself, go to Peru or go to have that ayahuasca,
brother.
You know, because they're so caught up in survival where they can't come up to the higher self. And that's a powerful thing.
Well, here's the thing, brother.
So yes, sir.
And you know, in everything that we do, we have choices that we can make. And I don't care where you're at in this socioeconomic ladder, right? You can be at, at the highest level, or you can be just, struggling to make ends meet. Ultimately, we all get the same 24 hours, right? And nobody is working 24 hours straight, period. Nobody. So you sleeping, you eating, you doing something. So while the access to opportunity might not be the same, and it's not. I mean, let's make no mistake about it. You know what I'm saying? When you ain't got nothing and you starting, it's way different than when you sitting on something and trying to do something. That shit is not even, it's night and day. So I'm not going to sit up here and try to sell nobody no dream. That's real. But what's also real is if you got a growth mindset, you constantly looking for opportunities. You hungry. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you walking into a grocery store. You know what I'm saying? If your belly's full, your motivation. But when you hungry, if you really hungry, you looking at everything like shit, I'm about to eat. You know what I'm saying?
That's why they tell you never shop when you're hungry.
That's what I'm saying. And when you in a growth mindset, that's how you looking. You looking at everything like food. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what you're looking to do is you're trying to identify opportunity and figure out how you can leverage what you have, either monetarily, from your time standpoint, whatever it is, how to leverage that to get more of that growth. And that growth is perpetual.
Right.
Once you start doing it, it's self-motivating.
It is. It's like I was up 4:30 this morning. I'm on this track that I've been on for years. That it's time to take to that next level. You know what I mean? And to expand, because that's what man does. He expands.
Absolutely.
There's an old saying: if you're not growing, you're dying.
100%.
You know, 100%. That's going back to the Think and Grow Rich philosophy. You gotta be growing. Gotta be.
And here's the thing. I'm not trying to be on no metaphysical, mindset shit. Like I'm very practical and pragmatic in my approach to finance as a whole, right? I recognize when you got a little, you got to start with little, but that don't mean you have to stay at a little. And here's my thing. For most people, once you stabilize where you're at, what you need to start doing is identifying, just like in Think and Grow Rich, they talk about this 10% rule. At the very minimum, 10% of what you make, and I don't give a damn who doesn't get paid, that needs to go towards building an asset base. I've not heard anybody else use that term, but basically what it means is the only way to develop any kind of wealth is to have assets. Full stop, period. If you don't have assets, you will never have wealth. Because
we're dropping, right?
Yeah, I see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That was a long stretch.
That's all right, because I'm recording on my side, not on your side. So you locked up, not me. But that's a problem if you're talking. But anyway, what I'm saying is I'll restate it. Unless you have assets, you will never have wealth. Period. It's the difference between the poor and the rich. Their money is in assets that grow over time and also pay them. Poor people essentially fund those assets. So when we talk in real estate, for instance, right? Poor people pay their rent. They rent in turn pays the landlord's mortgage, which allows them to increase the value of their property through debt pay down, right?
Right.
So unless you're able to invest in something that is growing over time and that pays you some return, you stuck in that wheel.
Right.
You know, it's a bunch of different people that you know, they have a bunch of different catchphrases, but for me, mine is assets over everything. If you ain't got assets, you ain't got shit. Period.
So every man, even the Jewish people say, every man should have.
Yeah, hang on a second. Now you buffering. God damn it. Now you're buffering. Hang on.
We frozen again.
Hang on. Let me try to.
Yes, sir.
1 second, sir. Let's see how this goes. Gotta jump over to this guy here. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead.
They said there's more homes than there are people in America. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Like, it shouldn't be no person without their own house. That's what the Jews teach.
Mm-hmm.
Every man, they could go even further and say that you should build your own house.
Not mad at that.
Yeah. Build your own house.
Well,
isn't that the greatest way to have assets, is to have property?
Absolutely. Well, the thing about real estate is as long as the planet is here, the real estate is going to be here, right?
Right.
So not for nothing, people are always going to need a place to store themselves and their stuff, right? So the thing about real estate is it is the ultimate hedge against any kind of inflation, because it's what you call a necessity, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So unlike food, which is a necessity but isn't an asset, real estate can't be consumed.
Right.
So no matter how much inflation rises, real estate has to rise with it, because it's a tangible asset. So the thing about it is that's why it should be, you know, particularly for Black people, ownership is super important. I cannot stress this enough. Super important. Now, part of the problem, and I'll be the first one to admit this, is that so many of us have poor credit. You know what I'm saying? So access to liquidity and access to equity, meaning the ability to borrow money to buy assets, is a problem. Like, that is a huge problem, because here's the thing: if you're able to leverage debt, you're able to grow your wealth much faster, because you have what's called leverage, right? So, you know, it's like if you got a dollar and you trying to buy something, and let's say you're trying to buy a hot dog stand that's $100, but you only got $1, right? If somebody will loan you, and let's say that hot dog stand generates $100 a month, just to make things easy. Unless you can figure out how to get that hot dog stand for $1, you'll never have access to that equity. But if you get somebody to loan you the other 99, you can leverage that asset, generate income, and then pay the debt off.
How does the man who has nothing cross over to that level? How does he get, what steps does he have to take to get his own home?
Okay, the very first thing I'm suggesting is credit repair. If your credit's fucked up, you got to start someplace. Number one, I cannot stress this enough. Because if you got good credit, it facilitates access to capital. If you got bad credit, nobody wants to give you any money, right? So that means you have to have the totality of equity to purchase the asset. So what that means is, like I said, a lot of us, you know, we sub 500s, you know, saying 550 in that range. Start small, right? Figure out what it is that you owe, and then figure out how it is that you can actually either pay that off, either, you know, some folks do what they call the debt snowball, right? So they just focus on one debt and they pay that shit off. And then once that's off, your credit score improves. Or depending on how old the debt is, some of it's been written off. And actually, let me say this. This is an important point. Never, ever pay a collection agency. Listen to me. Never pay a collection agency. That debt has already been written off. Do you understand me? Woo! Some company paid 5 to 10 cents on the dollar, depending on the debt, in order to purchase that debt that this company has in turn written off. You've already had the credit hit. Listen to me. You already had the credit hit.
On that, man.
That shit's over. Jew. That shit's over. So they can call you and say whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, they'll work with you to improve your credit. Bullshit. Nothing worse can happen once you go to collections. Don't pay them shit. Let's be clear on that. I don't care.
That's
who
a Jew right there. That's a Jew.
Don't pay collectors. Don't pay collectors. Now, if your shit is not in collections yet, I encourage you, if at all possible, make some arrangements with your creditor for sure.
Right.
But once they have sold that debt, when you see on your credit report in collections, fuck it, it's over. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just figure you're gonna have to wait for that shit to drop off, and your best bet is to try to obtain some secured credit in order to kind of counter that negative credit that you have.
That part right there.
That's your best bet.
Right.
But I'm telling you, that's really throwing good money after bad, and that's one of the biggest ways they pimp us.
Right.
Biggest. You know what I'm saying? And get somebody on the phone, talk about, oh, you know, we gonna ruin your credit. Your shit's already ruined.
But it's like 7 out of 10 black people have bad credit, bro.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And that's like normal amongst black people to have bad credit.
Well, let's talk about that.
And brag about it.
Well, let's talk about that. Part of the reason, I mean, if we're being honest, is we fuck money off. I mean, we consume way more than we invest. So if we're consuming constantly, you know what I'm saying? If you got to get a Louis belt because you saw some motherfucker on a video with that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rims.
You know, you got to get rims or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know.
Ridiculous.
You know. I'll give you, for example, man, I'm not gonna put him in blast. I'm a generalize here, but somebody I was doing some financial advising with a young couple that I know, and they had a dispute as to how much each should be allowed to spend in order before they have to tell the other person before they make the purchase. First of all, hang on. I'll get into this part first. So the man in this situation says that he thinks it should be 1,000, and I'm like, first of all, I know what you're bringing in a month. So if you're not spending $1,000 on an asset, if you spending $1,000 on some goddamn shoes or a fit, your priorities are all fucked up. One,
way fucked up.
Two, and this is the other part of this. Realistically, you should be in a situation where nobody's asking anybody. Both people should be in line financially, such that you don't even want to make those kind of purchases when your financial house is not in order. So it is indicative of a larger problem. That larger problem is we're like children when it comes to finances, in that we're unable to defer gratification. We got to have our shit right now.
Undisciplined.
Right now.
Undisciplined, man. Rude to our taste buds, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
whatever we see, we got to get.
We got to have it now. And here's my thing. Why don't we have that same approach when it comes to assets, right? If you had that same approach when it came to assets, where you had to have that shit right now, your financial situation would be different. But the difference is real assets, you can't show nobody. You know what I mean? You can, I guess. You show them your statement or, take them by a property or something like that. But real assets are for growing, not for showing. The fuck we doing, man? The fuck
That's
we
right.
doing?
Ass backwards.
So my thing is this: whatever it is that you're spending for quote unquote entertainment, whatever it is that you're spending for going out, half that shit. Half it. Just right now. As soon as you hear this video, you have that shit. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I haven't been traditionally a big fan of budgets, but I realize that for a lot of people, they're necessary.
Necessary, no doubt. They need a financial advisor,
But that advice is only as good as your ability to follow it. So my thing is this: for most people, ignorance is bliss, particularly our people. You know what I'm saying? If they don't know, then they don't feel like they have to be responsible for it. But ultimately, they do. So that's why I'm, you know what you make going to your job or whatever it is you do. You know what that is. You know what your bills are. Figure that part out, right?
Right.
Whatever is left is not disposable income because you still got to pay yourself and you still got to have a plan. So back to our original question, your very first goal, and Dave, Dave Ramsey, a bunch of financial people say this, but it's good advice initially. Your first goal should be to have $1,000 that you don't fuck with. $1,000.
That part.
That's
listen.
Before you start trying to pay off any debt or anything like that, $1,000 in case some shit happens and you need to pay that right away. $1,000. Your car breaks down, or what I'm saying, your partner, your brother's in jail, whatever it is.
Real talk.
Number one, $1,000.
Brother, you're dropping jewels today, man. You're dropping them.
Oh shit.
Number two,
you want to get your next step is 3 months of your expenses saved. So that means in case you get hit by a car, you get fired from your job, whatever happens, you got at least 3 months, 90 days to get yourself back on your feet.
Right.
Okay. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is 6 months. So my thing is until you get to 6 months, pay the bills that you have to pay, but anything else, what I'm saying, you should really think about.
Right.
Because here's the thing: if you don't have any credit and you don't have any money, you fucked off.
Like right now, I know a struggling woman who has a $550 car note every month.
Yeah.
Barely able to live, man. But making sure she's still driving this car. And it's like, God damn. But the fucking financial mindset of our people is so warped, man.
Here's the problem with that. Okay, you making that payment, great. Let's say the transmission goes out in that bitch.
Exactly.
What you gonna do?
One hears length and breadth from disaster.
In that particular case, first of all, let's be clear. Automobiles, as an asset, they're horrible.
Unless you have an old 1965 Rolls Royce or something.
If you're driving it for transportation, it's a horrible asset. Right. It's a depreciating asset. Let's be clear. That unless you're driving that car and making money, if you're driving Uber or DoorDash or Lyft, if you're doing that, okay, great, get a car payment. Makes sense, right? Because the car is now an appreciating asset. The car is generating income. But what
really would make it an asset is if you didn't have no car payments and was doing that.
Well, brother, here's the thing, and I definitely understand this. Yes, that's true, but in the context of business, you have assets that are disposed or depreciated over time, and a car could be one. Right. Like I said, the difference is if it's used for your business, then it's an investment. If it's used so you can stunt, then it's not, right? So, you know, if you put bead in it and rims in it so that somebody can see you, and I know, and you know, brother, as you get older, you begin to understand that the shit that you do, you need to make sure you're doing it for you, not so that you can be seen amongst men.
Teach, brother on fire today.
brother, brother
on fire today.
I talk to so many people about finances now. I mean, particularly this past year since I started Freeman Equity, shout out to Freeman Equity, that I realized pretty early on that black men, all people, but specifically black people, have a general lack of financial literacy. Like, they don't understand the way in which money works, and they don't understand, you know, for most black people, it's more likely, honestly, that they win the lotto than they become a millionaire. And that's a fact. I mean, you look at the odds of each. It's more likely for most of us in our current financial state that, you know, when I say a millionaire, I mean a millionaire in assets, right?
Right.
So, but the thing about it is here's the other part: just having money and not having a true grasp of what money is used for means that you can end up like some of these athletes, where 3, 4, 5 years after they get out of whatever league they're in, they're broke because they don't understand that, okay, I got this $100 million contract, but I don't have any concept of tax strategies.
Man.
I don't have any concept of appreciating assets. I don't have any concept of passive income. I don't have any asset of any of that. All I know is, you know what I'm saying, I can get a Bugatti and I can pull up at the club and I can make it rain, and none of that shit.
They remind me of you know how a whale, you know, ends up dying on the beach?
Yes. Yes.
It just becomes prey to everything.
A goddamn
that
carcass.
wants to eat on it.
Yep.
That's them.
Yep.
They can't wait to find $100 million nigga, man.
Yep.
They can't wait. I mean, I'm gonna get this part. You can have the leg. You know, it's nothing but free game. And it's sad, man. It's fucking sad. And it's by design, because we're the fuel of this whole financial machine.
Oh,
they need us like the old locomotives needed the black hole. They need us to fuel this motherfucker.
Make no mistake. Make no mistake.
So we need more brothers like you to teach this financial literacy. And that's why I always be, you know, trying to ask questions so you can let it out, man, because you're a floodgate. Open it up.
Brother, it's what I've been doing. Is, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to you know, embrace this whole video and online presence thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Initially, I didn't, you know, I'm more of a behind the camera guy. But you know what I'm saying? At some point, you know, I gotta step out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This shit is too important. So,
and I feel that this is binary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really see it. I feel a binary thing going on.
Yeah.
Because we always had that connection, and now it's evolving.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna get this vortex. It's gonna really be powerful.
Jeez, brother.
You know, it's really gonna. I feel it, man. I'm like, wow.
Brother, you know, the thing I'm starting to see now, even in I consider all of this to be kind of my infancy, is truly more money is more problems. Make no mistake about that. They're different problems, right?
Right.
But if you think at any point you're gonna just take your hand off the wheel and shit gonna be great, you're not gonna do nothing. It's not. It's not how this works. But ultimately, you know what I'm saying? There's a quote from the Greek philosopher Seneca. Not that I'm a fan of the Greeks, but Seneca the Younger.
Teach on Seneca, brother.
He actually has a really good quote, and you know the quote is hang on, let me make sure I got it completely right. It's because I don't even want to paraphrase it. Hang on one second. Yeah, it's hang on one second. Let me. Yeah. For the man who continues to want, he can never be rich. And the thing about it is I see that in my own life, right? We set these thresholds, and as soon as you reach that threshold, you looking at another one. You looking at another one. You looking at another one. And I started to realize that it's not about the threshold that you reach. It's about the threshold that you help other people reach. There's way more honestly, as crazy as this sounds, I get way more satisfaction in helping people realize, their financial dreams than even mine. Now, granted, I want all of mine too. Don't get it twisted. But mine continue to evolve, right? So, because it's kind of how I'm wired. I'm not wired to just, say, okay, that's it. I'm gonna go to some island and sip on my ties. I'm not that guy. But just seeing little progress in people that I've been talking with, I show somebody how to trade stocks, or I talk to somebody about investing in real estate.
Right.
That there's satisfaction in that from me, particularly when we're talking about our people.
It's a serotonin rush too, isn't it?
Yeah, well, because when they act on it, now if I'm just talking, it's a whole nother thing. But when they act on it and they see results, it's meaningful for me. You know what I'm saying? But when it's me, if I do a deal, then what happens is that's great. But now I have to add that to the assets that I have to worry about going forward. So there ain't no free lunch in this. Let's be clear. There's no free lunch. But the problems, I think they're better problems overall, but they still problems.
Well, you got a whole lot of millionaires that commit suicide every year.
It's true. I understand it.
And we talk about it in the Makkadeen book. Yes, sir.
Well, because here's the thing. Matter of fact, I read a story not too long ago online about a man and his family that killed themselves because their multi-million-dollar house was going into foreclosure. And I'm like, what the fuck is he? What the fuck is your problem, man?
Brother, it happens all the time.
It's mindset. It's mindset. You know what I'm saying? Just keep in perspective that this shit, these things, honestly, I'm working now for my babies. I'm working now for my lineage. I'm not even working for me.
Right. You know That's what it's about especially at this age. Exactly.
I'm trying to create generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? What's up. And not for any vain sense, but because I wish somebody had done what I'm doing for me. That's why.
Right there. That's
what I'm saying. I wish somebody had worked their ass off and put me in a situation where I didn't have a fucking boss. Let me tell you something. If you ain't in the words of Dame Dash, if you ain't putting up your money, you ain't the fucking boss. So let's be clear on that.
That's it.
And I don't care how much.
If it ain't about the money, Makkadeen money, man.
Look, if you are reporting to somebody, you got a goddamn boss. You not a boss. Period.
See,
and I'm talking.
That's what makes me rich, brother. That's what makes me rich.
No doubt.
I might not have $1 million, but I'm free.
And let me tell you something. It's a lot to be said for that. Believe me. As one, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, as one who still has a corporate job, but I see now what I need to do. So it's really just a matter of me leveraging that job in order to free myself. That's why it's Freeman Equity. It's so I can be a free man, so you can be a free man. That's what this shit is about. Fuck the dumb shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
People. Hey, people call Dame crazy and people call Joe Budden crazy. When I hear them speak, I understand. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy because you doing what niggas don't do. You know what I'm saying? Normally, you throw a little bit of money at us and we'll be like, okay, no problem. But They operating differently. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why they in the trenches.
And
that's why we're in the trenches. I'm in the trenches because you're going against the grain. But it's like that blade of grass that goes through the concrete. Real brothers make it happen.
Hey,
through any storm.
You have to. You gonna beat the bushes. You gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Man. And I'm saying this as much. And see, here's the thing. I'll share a little bit about me. You know, I've been working in corporate America for over 25 years. Like,
Mo.
You know, but here's the thing. I've never gotten what I'm worth. You know how I know? They wouldn't have me there if I didn't generate more income than they paid me.
You damn Skippy.
You can't stay in business if you paying more in expenses than you bringing in revenue. I mean, this is basic economics. So don't fool yourself for a minute. Just because, I mean, you know, they talking about giving me a raise and a promotion. Okay, now I go from being in the field now to collecting the tools. How nice? Oh yeah, I said. Oh, here we go. The devil's trying to cut us off, brother. The devil's trying to cut us off. What I was saying is so I can go from being in the field to now maybe fetching water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the overseas.
You went up a peg or two.
Well, gee, thank you. But you know, it's at the end of the day, the desire, you gotta have that desire to be free. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to be who you are and live your truth that's what every man and every Makkadeen man should strive for.
Teach, brother.
Brother, I'm fired up.
This is gonna be a household name, brother.
It's got to be. It's
gonna be a household name. I'm telling you. They can hate, they can oppose it, but it's gonna rise. It's gonna rise.
It's got to be, man.
Man.
It's the season. You know, we need that. But go ahead, brother. I've spoken enough. Go ahead, brother.
Well, did you see how your boy Nick Cannon is going further and further into the muck and mire of humility? He's like, every time you look, he's doing something more. What do you call it? Is it ingratiating, as you used to call Leon? So ingratiating.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's really looking bad, man. It's like he's looking more and more like an old woman to me. He's wearing funny turbans with different funny colors. And he's looking crazy. Looking real crazy, man. It don't seem like he has nobody helping him. Like, come on, brother, have a seat, man. Sit down, man.
And here's the thing about Brother Nick. He had an opportunity to really own his shit. He had an opportunity.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Him being in the predicament he's in is purely 100% his fucking fault.
Well, he wanted the bag. And look, I'm not mad at that, right?
How much of the bag did he need?
Well, here's the thing. At some point, you got to be plotting your escape. At some point, you know, you got to be waiting for Master to get drunk so you and your people can get the hell up out of there. What's your escape plan?
No. That motherfucker was trying to be like Samuel Jackson and Django, man. He didn't want to go nowhere.
Oh, come on, man.
Look at it. He did not want to leave the plantation, brother.
Well, I think what it was is he wanted his cake and to eat it too. He wanted to be
massa at the dinner party, man.
He wanted to be a revolutionary, and he wanted to you know, stay on the plantation.
He thought that, like these modern so-called revolutionaries, they think it's all show and play, man.
Nah.
They really think it's that, you know, because you know how they glorified the 60s, and you look at it on film, and you get that spirit, but you wasn't there to go through the work. So you think now you can just bask in that old glory, like they do with the Nation of Islam. You living off an old reputation. You're a paper tiger today. Ain't none of y'all killing or dying.
Real
so
talk.
Don't even think about it. Don't even talk about it. So him, come on, he don't know what he's playing with. But now he does. He knows now.
Like, the one thing that he should know for sure is ain't no way to apologize your way out of this shit. Like,
the Jews never forgive, man.
They never gonna let you off. So you might as well live your truth at this point.
The Jews didn't even forgive Jesus. So what make you think they gonna forgive you? As they say, are you any better than Jesus? Come on, man.
Just saying.
Come on, man.
But
obviously, you wasn't about that life, Nick, because you wouldn't have folded.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Farrakhan is an example of that. If anybody, you fight to the motherfucking death, man.
Why not? I mean, understanding that nothing you gonna say is gonna get you truly back in their good graces. Shit, you might as well stand on it.
But look, even though Farrakhan backdoored apologized,
a little bit,
by doing Felix Mendelssohn's violin concerto, who was a Jewish fucking violinist. So he was always secretly and silently putting out the olive branch. So he just didn't do it like Nick did. Well, I'm gonna do it through song and dance on another level.
Oh damn. Damn, brother. Damn.
Brother, that's a song. Wasn't that a song?
A little bit. Little bit.
So what's the difference?
It's a good question. I mean,
he just was stationary.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that that can be done at this point. You know what I'm saying? My suggestion to him would be, even though that show doesn't belong to him, would be to just go to another go to a revolt or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Something that's black owned, and try to get get your new shit. Get your new shit off, man. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't Revolt, that's a subsidiary also. All those are subsidiary shows.
Well,
they're not owned.
Well, here's the thing. You got to negotiate your ownership, right? Now, granted, if you got a distribution platform, you going to partner. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't going to just put your shit out and people going to get it. Like, there's no way. Like, you need a mechanism for distribution, like either to create your own or to partner with somebody else. But my thing is, if you partner, this is one of the things Joe Budden was talking about. If you partner, you gotta A, control your content, and B, control how it's distributed. So in essence, the distributor is a customer for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're not working for them. You know what I'm saying? So you negotiate a split where, in effect, they're buying your show from you to distribute it like a service. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing the show for them. So just that switch is huge, because what happens with, like, Nick, for instance, is they tell him, you know what, that show ain't on no more. But he can't go somewhere else and do it. So
Sony or one of those companies would take that position with him, you think?
No.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So
no, but there are companies that you could partner with to do that. But Viacom and all them, hell no. Kick rocks. We'll find another nigga and bring him in here, and we'll find another nigga to come in here and do your show. How about that?
They'll get somebody like Jay Farrell.
Yeah, he'll come in.
He'll be good for that.
Yeah, he'll come in and he'll do the show that used to be yours. How about that?
And they'll forget about you overnight.
Well, here's the thing. That's what happens when you don't own your content. That's what happens when you don't own yourself. I mean, how many brothers have been in a situation where they don't even own their own likeness? They can't even be themselves because somebody else, they signed away that right. Artists do it all the time.
Yeah. Ali did it. Ali sold his name.
How crazy
for
is that?
$60 million.
How crazy is that? You sell your identity.
Wow.
How crazy is that? First of all, the fact that you could even, how that is even legal is philosophically a whole nother issue.
Yeah, you can do that. You really can do that.
You can't even put out anything with your own likeness yourself.
He sold himself. He really did. When I heard that, I really talk about sell your soul, huh?
And how deep is that? I mean, you
know,
what's that worth?
Good question.
The truth is, if somebody will buy your likeness and buy your identity, well, then guess what? You can use that same identity to make that same money.
That part. Real deep, man. The rabbit hole goes deep, brother. Just saying.
But yeah, man, you know, hey, freedom ain't free. Let's be clear on that too.
That part.
When you the boss, it all comes down to you. You know, any success, any failure, and that's the other thing. You know, and we talk about it in Makkadeen. You especially talk about these emasculated men that have been raised by women and truly don't understand what it is to be a man and to be responsible, to call shots and be responsible for the repercussions from them shots.
Got to pay the cost to be the boss, brother. You know, it's not free. It's not free at all.
Looking for mama to tell them what to do. We got too much of that. Right. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? You seek knowledge, but you don't need anybody to tell you what to do. You just need to stand on what it is that you know, and what you don't know, you need to be trying to find out. That's it.
That part.
Mm-hmm. But, you know, all too often.
This is a rare Friday, man. I don't think we ever had a meeting on Friday like this.
Well, we're going to have.
You in rare form, man.
Brother.
Come on.
You know what?
Look at that. My damn thing, man, fell off. Teach, brother. You making shit happen over here, man.
The earthquake.
Parts fell off my neck.
Earthquake.
Too much power being generated, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And the truth is, I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of being afraid. And I'm tired of us as a people being afraid.
Brother, you know what, man? That's deep, man. What you just said right there, brother, was a profound ass statement, man, because that's our problem.
100%.
That's our problem. Motherfucking fear, man. And what we say in the Makkadeen is that it's false evidence appearing real.
Real. Yeah.
That boogeyman in the closet that never was in the closet.
Yeah.
That we got to confront.
Yeah.
And that's on all levels, man.
Yeah.
Mentally, financially, all levels. We have to face ourselves, face them demons that got us in the damn position and condition that we're in on all levels. Relationships and your bank account. Because the common denominator is always who? You. Me. Man in the motherfucking mirror.
If you do what you've been doing, you're gonna get what you've been getting. Period. That fear of failure is so strong in the Black community. You know what I'm saying? As a people, we're already super competitive anyway. So when you factor in the fact that you don't want to take an L, what happens is we create these barriers, this fixed mindset where we're afraid to step out. You know what I'm saying? We're afraid to take a chance because, you know, the haters, the shit might not work. Man, fuck all that, man.
And failures to success. How many times they say Edison failed at getting the light bulb to work?
Yeah.
10,000 times?
10,000 times, yeah.
Until Lewis Latimer said, yeah, man, put the filament in there, okay?
Yeah. All right.
Don't want to tell that part, though. You know, but yes, brother, the keys, man. This is what Fat Boy was talking about. He had the keys. Come on, man. You need the door and the hinges and everything else. And here it is. Because this right here, part of what this means, you know about escape velocity?
Yeah.
That's what this book helps these brothers with, you know?
Got you. Yes,
escaping from the fucking false concepts
sir.
and all the bullshit that they've been embedded and engulfed in all their lives. This gives you that escape velocity to get out of it. Like they say, men going the other way. This is another form of men going the other way, the right way. You know? Because like I say about MGTOW, that can say a whole lot of things. But with us, it don't mean none of that shit.
Oh, no.
It means we're going in the right direction. Away from the bullshit and the gravity of the negativity that's fucking men up all around the globe, man.
No doubt.
Especially in regards to testosterone. That is under attack. And just think, as I talk about in the money chapter, there's the link between a man even having the desire to make money.
Yeah.
If his testosterone is at a low level.
That's a good point.
You're not even motivated to do anything.
Yeah.
Which is why 75% of men are overweight, sitting on it, becoming couch potatoes.
Yeah.
Low libido, low energy, don't want to work out. Ain't worked out since high school or college.
High school
and wonder why their wives are going to strip clubs and looking for other men and fucking with Pedro, the pool man.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's talk about that. What's your synopsis? And then I'll give mine.
On what?
On Falwell Jr.
Oh, Falwell. Oh, man. Obviously, look. You got to know one thing about any evangelist. Most of them are homosexual or bisexual. They're not even allowed to be in that limelight without having some form of deviation, some deviancy.
Damn.
Look at all of them. Jimmy Swaggart, Jim Baker, T.D. Jakes, all of them, they got skeletons in their closets that can be brought out at any given moment.
Damn. Yeah, you're right.
All of them. Creflo, all of them are part of that demonic, you know what I'm saying, control. They're all on a mission to keep the people in that fake religious trance.
Yeah.
Billy Graham, all of them was perverts.
Yeah.
So it's not a surprise to me that he's a voyeur and looking at his wife getting fucked by somebody else. I'm not surprised. And I won't be surprised if it come out that he got a negligee on and bent over somewhere.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I just assume that that's the case. You know what I'm saying? I assume that is just a detail in this overall story because
Christianity is a homosexual religion anyway. Look at the origins in Rome. It's a homosexual religion.
Woo.
And as I've been unraveling the science of the whole history of religion, brother, there's nothing but a long line of man being castrated from day one. The whole role of religion is to castrate you. Damn. That's why circumcision is a part of religion. That's a form of castration. Let's control them from the sexual organ first, which does something to you psychologically.
I gotta switch it up. You going in
your gonads. When you look up the things the damage that circumcision does, man, from causing cancer to really removing 50% of your sensory feeling. So just imagine how much better sex would feel if you had all the parts that you were supposed to have.
I had no idea. I can't even do it.
Because your main sensory part is not covered. So it's always to the highest degree.
Yeah, as opposed to, getting all dry in the goddamn air. Shit dried out like jerky. Damn. Oh shit, hang on, you locked up.
Fuck man up. That's why we refer to Adam as a damn man. He's cursed. He's fucked up.
Damn. Hey, bro.
So yeah, religion is all about. If you look at the story of Mary, Mary technically was raped.
Yes, good point.
A 12-year-old girl was raped.
Yeah,
And then Joseph was pimped Because you was a beta punk ass male that's taking care of another motherfucker baby.
He's a cuckold. That's what he is. Joseph was a cuckold. Joseph is Falwell Jr.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna say no name, but you had a friend back in the day that loved to claim kids, man. I ain't gonna say no names. But I think his name was Broadway or something. I don't know. But
man.
Some men have been bred, man, to be that beta male. I don't care how strong you are or none of that.
Oh, they ain't got nothing to do with it.
If you're not mentally alpha, or if you're not around alpha males, you're gonna be a wallowing simp.
Yes, sir.
A straight up simp on all fucking levels of your life. With your boss, with your girlfriend, or whoever.
Yes, sir.
So that's why this restores all of that. This is the antidote that y'all need.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you,
brother. And see, here's the thing, because I was by my folks' house, and the conversation of Falwell came up, and my old man is still, he's still like religious. So I'm like, I try not to go in. My mom knows, she knows what it is. So I try not to go in. But that conversation came up, and I'm like, that's why I don't trust religious people. Like, anybody that's coming at me and the first thing out of their mouth is something religious, immediately in my mind, I'm like, okay, what you hiding? What you trying to throw me off the trail of something that you doing? One of my favorite sayings is, I never trust a man without advice. If I can't see, if you are hiding your defects, that tells me your defect is so severe that you don't want anybody to know. So you're going to try to cover it up and throw me off the scent of what it is that you truly are about. So
it's a hell of a way of looking at it.
I don't fuck with it. I'm telling you. You know what?
Hey,
I don't fuck with him.
Did you see the shit that leaked out about the Catholic Church?
Oh, what now?
It was some apartment building out there. Well, man, I don't even want to go into it. It's straight debauchery. How y'all doing today? Straight debauchery.
Yeah,
what the hell? What's gonna be done about it, man?
That's nothing.
Shit, you think it's gonna? Look, they got a whole global pedophile ring.
Oh, you on that shit?
Stronger and stronger and stronger. 500,000 women are missing in America right now. That's a hell of a lot of women, brother.
Where they at? 500,000.
500,000 women are missing in America right now. You don't have nations with that amount of people.
Oh no. Well,
all colors, ages. That's what was said.
Okay, so no, I'm asking about this pedophile ring. Now, this sounds
Nambler?
like, well, that's real. I mean,
yeah.
I saw a video. I want to say it was like a TED Talk where it was a woman speaking, and she tried to present an argument that pedophilia was actually a sexual preference.
Yeah, that's where they at now, brother.
And I'm like,
That's where they at now. They're trying to put the P at the end of those alphabets. That's where they're petitioning right now to have that P put on the end. With old boy, punk ass boy from King of Queens, Oswald, is a proponent of that.
Really?
Weirdo ass, what's his name on the show? The buddy that was already weird and gay and all that other shit that Arthur was fucking with.
Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? I saw that episode. I was like, wow.
Yeah, man.
Art Dog.
You know what I'm saying? Stiller. You know what I'm saying? It's a funny motherfucker, man.
Wow, man. Him and his wife laughed together for about 60 years.
Jerry Stiller, he was a fool. But yeah.
Man.
But yeah.
But back to him and that pedophile ring. He's a part of that. He's a promoter of that.
Like I said, when I heard the argument, I'm like, well, there's one key point that you can't argue. And that's consent. That's consent. You know what I'm saying? How can you argue consent for a child?
Anybody with an appetite, anybody that will argue that is a healthy thing, brother, you know, to damage. Some do it with infants. You know, the Jews are they're allowed in their what's the supplement book that the Jews have? They have the Torah,
the Talmud,
and the Talmud. Yeah, the Talmud. There is permitted for them to have sex with a baby in the Talmud. It's permitted. Wow. And then they have the form of circumcision where the rabbi sucks the penis. You know what I mean? And it's been noted over the last several years that they've been, one in New York was spreading herpes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh my goodness, what the hell?
They made religion is nothing but a homosexual, deviant, wacky ass motherfucking. Man, bro, come on, man. What the fuck, man? And the same thing with Islam. Islam, all that shit is intertwined, man.
Yeah, don't even get me started.
That's why the people are insane. Anybody that stays in religion too long goes completely insane. I see it all the time.
Yeah.
See it all the time, man. And when they say salam alaikum to me, I just alaikum salam.
Yeah.
Shake my head. I'm looking at a corpse.
I want you to have peace, but you got.
I can't sit around and chop it up with you, man. Here.
Get the book.
That's what I do to all of them.
Yeah,
my mechanic is Brother Benjamin Muhammad. Good brother.
Yeah.
You know, the other day he fixed my car. Here you go, sir. Autographed it, gave it to him. Because he needs it. He's on that. He's supposed to meet me 8 o'clock in the morning. He gets a call all the way in Stockton that he had to go and fix a van for the NOI school. He didn't see me till 5 o'clock. I had to rearrange my whole schedule.
Babies, brothers, and babies. Yeah. Babies, brothers, and babies. Yeah, man.
I love him just the same, man. I love him just the same. Like they say, bless his heart. Bless his heart. Yeah. But that's what I'm doing, man. I'm giving them away, you know, because brothers need it. They need inspiration. That's why I did it in big letters and made it as simple as possible, you know, with the science intertwined.
Yes, sir.
So they can get the information and the inspiration that they need. And be like my boy in the back, Mr. T.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Bobbing and weaving. But all right, brother. Man, we've been going for a minute. So you know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Let's bring this home. You know what I'm saying? Let's bring this home. Let's recap, shall we? Growth versus fixed mindset. $1,000 emergency fund. 3 months income for your expenses. 6 months. Once you reach that point, in the next episode, we'll talk additional steps going forward. But those are your steps. And also, let me add one thing to that. You may have to get a second form of employment. You may have to do something else other than what you're doing. You may not have time to be watching football or basketball or whatever the fuck, playing video games, whatever you do. You may not have time for that for right now. But as a man, you got to accept responsibility for making that shit happen. So maybe you got to get a DoorDash or Uber or do, you know, whatever. Maybe you got to do that. Here. You know, short term. You know what I'm saying? But it's you working for a goal. So
for a goal.
You know what I'm saying? And where you at now is not where you have to be. If you have a plan and a mission, then what you're doing is you doing what you need to do to get there. So part two of this is coming.
And another thing, we got to do a segment on health.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's no wealth without health. That's the
100%.
number one wealth that a man has to get. And
Yes,
brothers,
sir.
we gotta eat better.
Yeah.
We gotta exercise.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta drink more water, not water from the faucet, but get your water from a manufacturer that where you can get your 5 gallons for $1.50 and take it home, and you know what I'm saying, live off that.
Yeah,
eat.
It's important.
You know, eat right, man. Eat more vegetables. Eat more fruits. Stay away from these fast food restaurants that's killing us.
Yes, sir.
You know, how you gonna get a fucking a damn what 3 or 4 slabs of meat? You know, for $1.99. You know, come on, man.
Yeah.
You remember back in the 70s how expensive beef was?
Hell yeah. It was baby ass.
Man, they used to remember how good times they was eating oatmeal and grits for a reason, because they couldn't afford meat. How is it today that you can get steak tacos, 4 steak tacos for $2? What are we really eating?
That's the question. That's the question. So yeah, I
you
definitely
wonder why cancer
rate
rate is up, prostate cancer. And another thing, man, never let anybody take your goddamn prostate out.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Do you know that's the end of your sexual life?
Yeah.
There's no hope when you cut the damn prostate out.
Damn. Yeah.
Eat better, man. Stop eating all this pork and all this raggedy ass meat.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Exercise.
It's simple, man. Do some push-ups. Do 50 push-ups a day, man.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's you ain't, don't think you got to get a gym membership. Your gym is right here. You got the
man. My gym is right here, man. My gym.
Walking with the gym.
Look at that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you got some weights, man. Where you get them weights? I need some more. You got the plug? All right,
I found them weights. It was a Mexican brother on a bike carrying them weights, that bar on his bike, and I pulled him over. He said, "Here, give me $5."
Man, you know those weights that you just showed? You can get $200-$300 for them weights right now.
I know. Why you think and they're a little bit rusty? Man, that shit is beautiful.
Yeah, that's real iron. Cause I needed some more weights for my set. Mm-hmm. Man, I looked all over, like you could find some, but they were $500-$600. I'm like, the fuck you talking about, man? But eventually, I was a big 5, and dude was like, hey, we get our shipment on Thursday. Just come back before 11. Man, at 10:55, I'm there. Like, I'm like, okay, you know what? Just load me up. He's like, well, I can't sell all of these to you, so I can just.
Would you end up spending about $500?
No, I ended up spending about $200. No,
okay.
Yeah.
How much weight you got?
Like 150. I got like let's see. It was like 100. It was like 100 pounds, man. That shit is expensive, man. Because I think it was like $1.50 a pound. Like it was like more than you would think for just some pieces of metal. But I'm like, shit, I need them. I'm using them. So let's go.
Right. Yeah, I use that for my curls.
Yeah, get them in.
Yeah.
Buffing that iron, brother.
Yeah, bro.
Iron.
Man.
Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Getting it together, man. I gotta get it all the way right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Brother,
all the way.
And as we get older, brother, is imperative. But as you get older, you cannot exercise your way to fitness. As you get older, diet becomes more and more important. I work out 6 days a week.
Soberly, man. I'm soberly realizing that, man.
Sucks.
Woo!
It sucks.
Over the last month, I eliminated bread. Number one, that's been my addiction for years. Fucking bread, milk. I'm drinking oat milk now.
Yeah.
You know? Exactly. Closest thing to real milk to me, because it got that little aftertaste.
Yeah. I like oat milk, but yeah, you're right.
And I tried them all. The almond.
Yeah, almond's horrible.
Yeah, I'm like, but
beer.
They just need to change the color of it. It's just too. I don't like that beige look, man.
Well, if they change the color, it's food coloring. So you know what I'm saying? What you
want?
So
do you think that's actual oat color?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You ever seen
That's
oatmeal
color
before?
too.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. But the other thing is beer.
Oh man, my Modelo's another one I had to cut off.
Man, that sucks. That sucks. Look,
and plus beer is the highest. Hops has the highest estrogen in it of any plant.
Look, it's horrible. It's really, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. My cousin and I we were at a Fisherman's Warehouse, Cabela's, and they had like a little brew kit there. I'm like, you know what? I always wanted to do that. So I bought that little brew kit, made me some, actually made some beer. First of all, the shit's fascinating. Just the whole process is fascinating.
Yeah.
And then two, once I got done, of course, I ended up accidentally leaving the valve open and spilling a bunch of it. That's probably good. So I probably would drink it. But what came out was actually pretty good. I'm like, oh shit.
Had the fizz and all that.
Yeah. No, it gives you the whole instruction on how to cook the what they call the wort, and then how to mix it, how to sanitize everything, because everything's got to be super clean. Mm-hmm. How to bottle it. Well, you know how to get the carbonation in beer, right?
No.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. You put sugar in the bottle as you put the beer after it's fermented in, and it ferments additionally to break down that sugar in the bottle. That's how it happens.
You don't put the yeast in there?
No. The yeast, that's when you ferment, that's when the yeast is in place. But once you get done, that most of that yeast is dead. So then once you bottle, you throw a little bit of more sugar in the bottle, and that sugar breaks down. Basically, what's left in the beer breaks that down and creates carbonation in the bottle. That's how it happens.
They wonder why the shit turns into sugar when you drink alcohol. They're just, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So how many batches did you make?
I only made one, and I only ended up with 2 bottles. 2 bottles.
What kind of bottles? How much?
I bought these are like pint bottles. No, these are 20-ounce bottles. So
they had to taste more like Budweiser, Miller, what?
It was like a ale, like a brown ale.
Okay.
So it was,
okay.
It was, and there's videos on how to do it. The shit was actually pretty easy. It probably took about 30 minutes, and then you got to wait like 2 weeks, and then you bottle it. Then you got to wait like 2 more weeks and condition it. But yeah, the process itself was fascinating. At some point, what I'm saying, I would probably do it again. But back to your original point, diet is super important. You know what I'm saying? Ain't
really
no way
is.
around that. You're not gonna exercise your way to it. Ain't no way.
They got to go hand in hand.
They have to.
Got to go hand in hand. And for those who are trying to lose weight, like myself, is eating those thermal foods. Those foods that help burn fat. I mean, not burn or heat the body up. Mm-hmm. To cause you to burn more fuel. And that would be that cayenne pepper, the ginger, garlic. Mm-hmm. Those are the main ones that really, turmeric. Mm-hmm. The heating foods.
And you know what? And the reduction of them processed carbs, man, super important. And it sucks.
You know what I did? Not to cut you off.
No,
I transferred from Modelo's to drinking ginger beer, which was really the same thing. Mm-hmm. Not beer. It's like like we used to drink the Flavor Flav shit.
Yeah.
But I went crazy on those over the last 6 months, and I had to cut those out because I still
sugar.
I was trying to cheat.
Yeah.
Like trying to say, well, this is better. This is ginger. Yeah. But it's really ginger. I'm like, man, just trying to psych myself out, man.
Hey, man.
But they call that deceptive intelligence.
Damn it, I want nuts.
These nuts are different, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it comes down everything in moderation, you know what I'm saying? But your plan, we'll talk about it in the next episode for sure.
Yeah. Because I love pizza, man. I love pizza. God damn, I love pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Tacos is my thing. So,
you remember we used to go to Luigi's, man. I'm coming back with the whole pie. Old dude died, right? Old bald head man. You know, that was my boy, man.
Little smart ass motherfucker. Always had something to say. Oh,
you remember that shit up?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was a smart mouth dude, huh?
Little smart mouth ass motherfucker.
Little mad motherfucker looking like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, but that pizza was phenomenal.
That's why I always talk nice to him, man. You want
cheese.
the regular?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yo, that motherfucker, man, I swear.
I thought that was the only one who picked up on that shit.
No, man. He always acted like you was bothering him, man. Like, motherfucker, I'm in here doing business with you. Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
You already said that before.
Yeah. I mean, getting real sporty, but man, he must have knew that pizza was fire, man. Cause
you know it.
You put up with that shit. You be like, yeah, okay. My bad. Motherfucker.
Cause we high as hell coming from
high.
the club, drunk.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We need something to eat, man.
Badly.
Cause then from there we started fucking with Adalberto's.
Yeah, but you know that Alberto's that's a different flavor. But that pizza, oh my goodness. Yeah, man. That man had a talent for sure.
He did, man. When I came out and heard he died, man, and the whole establishment was different.
Oh yeah, it.
You know,
is the pizza even remotely close to the same?
They even switched the way you sit down. They reversed it.
Yeah.
It's like I went in there one time. I'm like, I'm cool, man.
Yeah. Nothing.
But on that note,
yes, sir.
Salute to you, brother.
Absolutely.
And another wonderful show. I appreciate those jewels you were dropping. That's what I want to hear, man. That's your purpose.
I'm a tunester. Rhythms by trade. I got it.
Why I insisted that you put something in there, man, on money, man. You did it.
I got more.
But there's way more to come. Way more to come.
I got more. All right, my brother.
I'll holler at you later. So we can take it further into what you talked about the herb plant shit.
Yeah, right. For sure. All right, my brother. Peace.